Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, welcome to PPKN class. Today we will learn about the history of Pancasila, the foundation of our nation, especially about the formation of BPUPK, or in Japan they call it with Dokuritsu Junbi Choshakai. Let's discover how it was born and why it is important for Indonesia. This is our learning objective. There are three learning objectives of this chapter. First, to identify the history and the background of the formation of BPUPK. Second, to explain the purpose of formation of BPUPK. And last, to compare the process of BPUPK meeting. And then, this is our glossary. There are the words that you will see many times in this chapter, so you must remember it. Do you know which countries colonized Indonesia? One of them was Japan, the last colonizer in Indonesia. Did you know that during World War II, Japan really wanted to take over Indonesia? Do you know why? Because Japan wanted to control Indonesian resources to support them in World War II. So, let's talk about the history of Japan arrival in Indonesia. In 1942, Japan landed in Tarakan, North Kalimantan. Why Tarakan, not in Java, Sumatra, or another region? There are two reasons. First, Japan had already occupied the Philippines, which is close to Tarakan. And the second, Java was the Netherlands' main military base, so attacking Java directly would have been difficult. This is called the frog leap tactic or mosquito burner tactic. So this is about military tactic. On March 8, 1942, based on the Kalijati Agreement, the Dutch officially surrendered to Japan. This marked the beginning of Japan occupations in Indonesia. And surprisingly, many Indonesians initially welcomed the Japanese. Why? Because Japan came with the propaganda, they calling themselves with Indonesians' older brother and making promise to Indonesia with 3A campaign: Japan, the light of Asia; Japan, the protector of Asia; and Japan, the leader of Asia. And sadly, Japan made rules that were bad for Indonesia. One example is Romusa, where people were forced to work very hard without getting paid. The background of the formation of BPUPK. In the middle of 1944, Japan's position in World War II was in danger. They decided to prepare Indonesian independence to get support from Indonesian and help them to attack back the Allies. And then after that, they create BPUPK. We can call it with Investigating Committee for Preparatory Work for Indonesia's Independence. As promised, on 1st March 1945, Japan announced the formation of BPUPK, or we can call it in Japan with Dokuritsu Junbi Choshakai. And finally, on May the 28th, BPUPK was officially established and they can start working. This is BPUPK members. From the chairman, they have Dr. KRT Rajiman Widyodiningrat from Indonesia, and then the vice chairman, there are Ichibagase from Japan, and RP Suroso from Indonesia. And the members, there are 62 Indonesian national figures and 7 representatives from Japan, and total members are 69 people. Why Japan placed their representative in BPUPK? Because they still wanted to control the preparation for Indonesian independence, or we can call with spy. And then this is BPUPK meeting. They held 2 meetings. First meeting held on May the 29th until June 1st, 1945. They talk about the foundation of nation, including ideology. And then the second meeting held on July, start from 10 until the 16th, 1945. They talk about constitution and national law. Next, we will talk about the history of Pancasila's formulation, especially BPUPK first meeting. The history of Pancasila's formulation. The state foundation was formulated by BPUPK in 2 sessions, namely, first is official meeting known to the Japanese, held on May the 29th until June the 1st, 1945. In Kyoshang-in building, and an official meeting unknown to the Japanese, they held during the recess or break before the second meeting. Let's talk about the first meeting of BPUPK or official meeting. On the first day of the meeting, actually on May the 29th, 1945, the BPUPK chairman said that Indonesia needed a basic foundation as an independent country. Then all members were asked to share their ideas and suggestions about this foundation. Between May the 29th and June 1st, 1945, some members gave their ideas or suggestions about Indonesian National Foundation. There are Muhammad Yamin, Haji Agus Salim, Professor Dr. Mr. Supomo, and Insinyur Soekarno. Out of all the ideas shared by the members, but only Soekarno's answered the question from the BPUPK leader. On June the 1st, 1945, Insinyur Soekarno gave a speech about the basic principles of the country. He called his proposal with Pancasila. There are 5 suggestions from Soekarno to state foundation in Indonesia. First is nationalism, second is internationalism, third is democracy, and fourth social welfare, and last is belief in God. Insinyur Soekarno proposal about the state foundation ended the first BPUPK meeting. The meeting didn't make any final decision or deadlock. After that, they took a break for more than a month, but they still held an officially meeting. This is the history of an official meeting held by Committee of 9. They held the meeting on June 22nd, 1945, and they agree on a document known as the Jakarta Charter, which include the basic principles of the state or state foundation. This is the Jakarta Charter. There are 4 paragraphs and the state foundation including in 4th paragraph. The Jakarta Charter caused a reaction from Eastern Indonesia. Johannes Latur Harhari didn't agree with the first principle and thought Muhammad Hatta about it. And Aamar Ramis also disagree. And then Muhammad Hatta made a compromise to keep Indonesia united, but the debate about the first principle continued until BPUPK was ended. Next, we will learn about the history of Pancasila establishment. This is the glossary of this subchapter that you must remember it. Okay, we start this subchapter with roadmap of PPKI formation, or Indonesia we call it with Panitia Persiapan Kemerdekaan Indonesia, or in English Indonesian Independence Preparatory Committee, or in Japan they call it with Dokuritsu Junbi Inkai. On August the 6th, 1945, the Allies dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima. And then, to prevent chaos, Japan promised Indonesia independence again. And then after that, Japan kept its promise by dissolving BPUPK and forming PPKI on August the 7th, 1945, but it was not yet officially approved by Japan. That's why on August the 8th, 1945, Insinyur Soekarno, Dr. Andes Muhammad Hatta, and Dr. Rajiman Widyodiningrat went to Dalat, Vietnam to meet Marshal Terauchi and remind Japan about its promise to give independence to Indonesia. And then next day, on August the 9th, 1945, Terauchi approved the formation of PPKI. Soekarno became the leader, and Hatta became the deputy or the vice leader. On the same day, the Allies dropped another bomb on Nagasaki. So after the Allies bombed the Japan twice, Japan decided to defeat in World War II and the formation of PPKI. And the news about Japan heard by Soekarno. And then after that, on August the 14th, 1945, Soekarno announced that Indonesia would soon be independent by itself. This is the members of PPKI. Insinyur Soekarno choose as a chairman of PPKI, and Muhammad Hatta choose as the vice chairman of PPKI. And then PPKI have 27 members. There are 21 members including Soekarno and Hatta, all Indonesian, and they add 6 members unknown to Japan. Next, we talk about the PPKI meeting for the establishment of the state foundation. Japan's defeat by the Allies was heard by the young generation, so Sultan Syahrir, who received the news first. They asked Soekarno and Hatta to proclaim independence right away, probably on August the 16th, 1945, without involving PPKI, which they considered a creation of Japan. But the older generation rejected this and wanted to wait for PPKI meeting. This disagreement caused the Rengas Dengklok incident on August the 16, 1945, when Soekarno and Hatta were taken by the young generation to Rengas Dengklok. Finally, after they discuss and decide that the proclamation of independence would be held on August the 17, 1945. After Insinyur Soekarno and Dr. Andes Muhammad Hatta successfully proclaimed Indonesia's independence on August the 17, 1945, Indonesia became a free and independent country. However, at the time, as a nation, Indonesia didn't yet have a guideline for running the government. There were state foundation and constitution. So after proclaiming Indonesia's independence, PPKI held its first meeting on August the 18th, 1945, and the draft from BPUPKI used as the basis of establishing the state foundation and the constitution. Before the meeting, Dr. Andes Muhammad Hatta had a talk with Islamic leaders about the Eastern Indonesian proposal on the first principle of the Jakarta Charter. To keep the national unity, the 7 words about Islamic world were removed and changed to believe in one God, or in Indonesia, ketuhanan yang Maha Esa, from ketuhanan dengan kewajiban menjalankan syariat Islam bagi pemeluk-pemeluknya. So it could be accepted by everyone. And then the first meeting went well. In less than 2 hours, they finished and agreed on the draft preamble and constitution. The result of the meeting on August the 18th, 1945 were first approved the 1945 Constitution, or UUD 1945, as the state constitution, and then Sukarno and Hatta were chosen as the president and vice president of Indonesia, and last established the Central Indonesian National Committee, or KNIP, as an organization to assist the president like minister. And then in which part of PPKI result can we find the state foundation? The state foundation include in the preamble of 1945 Constitution, or UUD 1945, especially in the 4th paragraph that you can see. So there are 5 sila in Pancasila. First is belief in the one and only God. Second, a just and civilized humanity. Third, the unity of Indonesia. Fourth, democracy led by the wisdom of the representatives of the people. And last, social justice for all Indonesians. Okay, that's it for our lesson on this video. Thank you for your attention. Arigatou gozaimasu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.